You're listening to Brian Sussman on Hot Talk 560 KSFO.
It's time for the Idiot Reel, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited about this one. Sherry, our producer, has done a fantastic job. It's a Friday. We dig it. The politicians, the celebrities, the screwballs, the idiotic things they say, beginning with Obama praising himself and Joe Biden. And then Joe Biden going back to the well and blaming George Bush for the bad economy. And then Tom Brokaw on that debate, Meg Whitman versus Jerry Brown. Man, did he rip into Meg Whitman, editorializing in his questions. It was sickening. Then Bob Schieffer from CBS laughing at David Axelrod over the Chamber of Commerce situation. Congresswoman Schakowski proving she's way, way, way left-o-center. Rachel Maddow gets embarrassed by Dr. Art Robinson, who was our guest earlier in the program. Bill Clinton says the voters are dumb. And then Lord Obama. Put the car in D for Dems next month. No, D's for dummy, you dummy. It's the KSFO Idiot Reel on KSFO.
There are 3 million Americans who would not be working today if not for the economic plan that Joe and I put into place. That's the truth.
A lot of folks up here have been hit pretty hard by the economic policies of George Bush and his Republican friends. Knocked a lot of folks down.
The hole we're climbing out is so deep. The Republicans messed up so bad, left such a big mess, that there are still millions of Americans without work.
From the start of my administration, we've been fighting to offer every child in this country a world-class education, from the cradle to the classroom, from college through a career.
See, what the other side is counting on, what they're counting on is you're going to stay home. They're counting on your silence. They're counting on your amnesia. They're counting on your apathy. They're counting on young people staying home, and union members staying home, and black folks staying home.
Ms. Whitman, you said that businesses and households ought to be held accountable for employing undocumented workers, as they're called in California. At the same time, you said that businesses, 3 strikes and you're out, you lose your business license. And then you discovered that you had an undocumented worker with apparently were very good documents that she had and worked for you for 9 years. If you couldn't find someone in your home was undocumented or illegal, how do you expect businesses to be able to do that? Ms. Whitman, it's well known that you're spending $120 million at least of your own fortune on this campaign. It's money that you earned, and you have absolutely a legal right to spend it in this campaign. But I think a lot of people wonder, if you were so interested in the state of California, why you didn't vote all those years or get involved in state commissions or in other parts of public life.
Someone asked a question that stayed with me. He asked, if we don't have homes to go to, what good is an education? It was a heartfelt question, one that could be asked by anyone who's lost a home or a job in this recession. Because if you're out of work or facing foreclosure, all that really matters is a new job. All that really matters is a roof over your head. All that really matters is getting back on your feet. That's why I'm fighting each and every day to jumpstart job creation in the private sector.
But this part about foreign money, that appears to be peanuts, Mr. Axelrod. I mean, do you have any evidence that it's anything other than peanuts?
Well, do you have any evidence that it's not, Bob?
But I want to go back to this thing about the Chamber of Commerce. If they're only taking in $100,000 a year...
If they are.
But you question that. You
well,
say
I don't know. No one knows, Bob. The point is, I can assert anything I want.
Could you tell me where in the Constitution it gives you that authority to mandate that I purchase health insurance?
I don't see where it is in the Constitution that it says that we can build a national highway system. I don't see.
Well, actually, the Constitution says post offices and post roads, ma'am.
I don't see where it says that we can do civil rights legislation.
I asked you about the health care bill, ma'am.
Medicare, and Social Security.
I asked you about the health care bill.
If we can do Medicare, if we can do Medicaid, I would say that it's pretty well established that the United States of America can address.
So where in the Constitution does it give you the authority, ma'am?
In your newsletter, Access to Energy, you wrote approvingly of the idea that AIDS is a myth, right? I'm quoting you. AIDS may be little more than a general classification of deaths resulting from exposure to homosexual behavior. So you're writing about the myth that HIV doesn't cause AIDS.
On that quotation, madam?
That is from 1995. Do you no longer believe that?
Yeah, 1995. 15 years ago, the scientific debate was different than it is today.
No, it wasn't,
and I wrote approvingly on many of the hypotheses. But you have picked a 15-year-old quote.
Right.
You've taken it totally out of context. I wrote a lot about this issue, trying to make it look bad 15 years later. Why don't you do something up to date?
The only reason this is a tough race is that this is a tough time. And when people are having a tough time and they're frightened and they're confused and they're mad, it's hard to think.
When you get in your car and you want to go forward, what do? You put the car in D. If you're going backwards, what do? You put the car in R. That's not a coincidence. You want to ride forward, put it in D on November 2nd.
Yeah, no. Put the car in D, that's for dumb.
Yeah.
By the way, that idiot reel will be posted. KSFO website later, Sherry? Okay, KSFO website, KSFO.com for that. Our friend Irene in Texas just does an unbelievable job. They're works of art. Thanks, Irene, for that. And thank you, great listeners. We love you.